In this session we will create a portfolio website with React, Tailwind and Framer Motion. Framer is used for animations. If you never used it, you'll be surprised how easy it is. And at the end of this video, you'll be able to implement it even for your next project. You will practice state management, using the effect hook, animation control, transitions and more. Of course, design is fully responsive. In case of any issues, you can post a comment in the comment section. And now, let's dive in. First, we will create a folder, and in the folder, we will create also an assets folder, where we will put the things you can find on a Git. First, we will execute the commands you can find on tailwindcss.com. We will open a terminal. Also, put there a dot instead of my project, and it will create a project inside your folder if you created one already. Now we need to paste this tailwind config.js file there, tailwind directives into index.css, and we can simply do npm run dev, and our page will open on localhost. First I will load all the pictures into the assets folder that you can find on a Git in the description. Then we can delete app.css. In app.jsx we can also delete everything, and we will leave there just to export with empty fragments, and inside we will be putting all the components that we will create. So in source folder, let's create a new one, components, and we can start with the first one, which will be a Navbar. You can do this with the extension on ES7, and also for Tailwind I'm using extension on IntelliSense. There we have exported Navbar. If we go back to app.jsx, inside the empty fragments we can start typing Navbar, hit enter, and it will get imported and be shown on our page there. In our navigation bar we will first need to do these imports, but of course we also need to make sure we have these libraries installed. So we will do in a terminal npm I, and now we will paste there all these libraries we will use. So React icons, React scroll and Framer Motion. Now we will hit enter, it will get installed, and we will have it there. Now if we will save the page, it will work again. Now we will define there a state variable nav, then a function toggleNav that we will be using for setting this state variable, and also function closeNav that we will be using for setting this nav variable to false, and we will use this in onClick function in our mobile screen. So whenever we will open the mobile navigation and click there on some item, then the mobile navigation will get automatically closed. Next, we will create a constant with menu variants. One of them will be open, and second one closed. When open, we will set horizontal position to 0, and also, in transition, we will set a stiffness and damping. For closed is the same, but we will set there the horizontal position to -100%, so it's completely off screen. Now let's go to the navbar itself. So first what we will do is that we will put this navbar to a fixed position to top 0 and left 0. Also we will set its width to full. We will set the background opacity to 70. We will set there a backdrop blur to medium. Let's try medium for now. And we will higher the z-index to 50. Now let's continue with the inner div. And this one will have a styling of maximum width to 1300 pixels and a mix auto, so it's centered. Also, we can add there a background green 200, so we can actually see the navbar. We won't see it if we add there something. Now we will. Let's continue. So we'll do a flexbox layout, justify between, so we have an even spacing between the elements. Then we will continue with text grade to 200, then I can continue on another line. Then we will set the text XL, so we increase the text size, items to center, so it will be centered vertically, and then we can do some horizontal padding and set height to like 20. What we will do inside? So first in this div we will do an anchor tag with our name or logo or anything. So I will do there JDO, and we can set there also href. So I will put there empty href. Then we will create an unordered list. Inside this unordered list we will put the list items. Let's first do the styling for the unordered list. So this one will be hidden on a mobile screen, and on medium and above it will be with display flex. so it will use the flexbox layout. Then we will set some gap for the list items, increase the z-index, and use cursor pointer. And inside this list item, we will use a link tag. And inside this link tag, we will put the name of the section. So first one will be about. Now we need to add there where this should take us. So it will take us to about section or skills section. Then we will use smooth true because we will be using a smooth scroll, and we need to set their smooth offset, which will be 50, and also duration of the smooth scroll, which will be 500. Now, as we have it, we can maybe actually do even this. We will take it and copy paste it 2 more times because we will use this for portfolio and contact. Don't forget to put it there. And now we can move to the burger icon, which will be triggering our mobile navigation. So there I will open a div. I will use their onClick, and we will set there the toggle nav function. Then the class name will be hidden on medium screen and above, and also the index will be 30. Inside we will use a ternary operator. So whenever this variable is true, this one will get executed, and when it's false, it will be this one. On true position, it will be open. On false position, it will be closed. Default value for our navigation is set to false. So first, this closed position will be executed. But we will use this in next div. Currently, instead of open, we will use their AI outline close icon. Set there also size of 30. And similar thing for the false position. But instead of AI outline close, it will be AI outline menu. Now let's save it. And we have the toggle. Let's also set our darker color, so text gray 800. Now you can see that it's working because it's changing whenever we will click on it. And we can continue. So now we will get to the framer motion actually. So we will open a motion.div. Inside the div, we will do it like this. We will first do initial to false. Then we will do animate. And there we will again use the ternary operator, so nav, and now we will use open and closed. Then we will do variants, menu variants. They are there, what we set. And we will continue with the normal class name for Tailwind, so it will be fixed to left 0 and top 0. Actually, we can now set there width to full, height to full, min, actually instead of height full, min height screen, and background to some gray color and higher Z index. So let's use 50. Now, if we will click on open, you can see that it's working, but not as we wanted. We need to set z-index for the icon even higher as we have there. So let's set it to 50, and this let's change to 40. Now we have there the icon. Now let's change this back to text gray 200, because we still need to set a background, and after we set it, it will be nicely visible. For now, if we will open it, we'll have it like this, and now we can set there into the motion div the other unordered list with menu items. Let's start there with the unordered list. Let's put a style to it, so font semi-bold, text for Excel. Let's actually put there some list items, so let's take it from there, put it there. Now we can see them there, so font semi-bold, text for Excel, space Y8, margin to top, let me save it now so you can see it, margin to top, let's use 24, and text to center. And one more thing for the mobile navigation, let's hold Alt, click there, and start writing on click, and set there the close navigation. So whenever we will click on any item like this, it will also close the navigation and take us to the section which we will select. Now that's it for the navigation bar, so we can move to the next section. Also on Git, you can find this index.css file that I put there. We have there font, background color, then some styling for h2, paragraph and span tag, and also this ShinyEffect. We will actually code this ShinyEffect now. It will be some effect that we will put on background and it will create some more visuals for our page. So we have there this index.css. Everything inside is pretty straightforward. For the ShinyEffect, there is some background, position absolute, border radius 50% so it's rounded, pointer events none, and lower z index. Now, if we go to components, there we will create a new file with the ShinyEffect, and inside we can start coding. No imports there, and it's kinda simple. We'll put their input parameters of left, right, top, and size width set size to 500. Then we'll create a constant with position styles, and there we'll set the top, width or height. So depending what we will input after we will call this ShinyEffect, it will then set the top, width or height there. Also we will put there these two if conditions, and that will be basically for putting there only left parameter or right parameter. So when we will be calling the ShinyEffect, we can put there just the top value and left value, and we don't need to do every time left, right, top and all the values, because now you can see if it's undefined, it won't be even called, so this won't even get executed. And now there we will just leave empty div. We will put their class name to ShinyEffect, which is the one class name from this index.css. And after we will do style, and we will set this style to position styles. So to this constant that we set there. And now we can start coding the hero section. So let's create that in components, hero.js6, do there the export, and we can start. First we will import all these files. We need to import the ShinyEffect, type animation from React type animation, the profile picture, then we'll import the icons, and also motion from the Framer motion library. I don't think we installed yet the React type animation, so let's open the terminal and let's do npm I React type animation. Now let's execute it, it will get installed, we can close the terminal and continue coding there. Let's do one more thing, go to Navbar and delete there this background green as we don't need it anymore. Now back to hero section. First, we will do the styling for the main div, and we will set their margin from top, as we have there the fixed navbar. We will set maximum width to 1200 pixels, center it with MX Auto, and put their position relative because of the ShinyEffect. The ShinyEffect is of position absolute, so we need to put there the position relative. Inside, we can start with another div. This div will have a grid layout. On medium screen and above, it will use grid columns too, so 2 columns. On mobile screen is defaultly 1 column, so we don't need to put anything there. Then we will center it, so place items center, or center the elements inside I mean, and we will put there some gap. Let's use gap 8. Now we will put there this motion.div from the Framer motion, and let's go line by line. So first, the initial is the initial state, so the element starts fully transparent with opacity set to 0, and this Y means 50 pixels above its final position, so minus 50. While in view on the next line means that it becomes transparent and it also moves to its final position, which is this Y0. On the next line, this viewport, once true, means that this animation will play only once the page is loaded. And if you set this to false, it will be played also when you will scroll down and then scroll up again. And then on next line we have the transition and the duration is set to 1. And it means the animation will transition over 1 second. Now we can start with the type animation. And there we will define a sequence, a developer, duration will be 1000, web designer and consultant. Maybe we can add there front-end developer or maybe full stack developer. Then below we will set the speed, I will use 50, then repeat, I will use infinity, so it will be an infinite loop, and we will set some class, so let's use font bold, text gray 400, text XL to mobile screen device, and on medium let's use text 5XL. We can also use italic and margin to bottom 4. Now you can see it. Below we will use a paragraph tag, but as we are using Framer Motion for this, we will use motion.p. There we can open the tag and we can basically copy the things we have there, put it there, and just change some values a bit. So let's leave there 0, we can delete y, let's leave there 1, once true is fine, and transition for duration 1 is also fine, but we will also add there a delay, which will be ½ second, like this. Let's also add the class name, so inside we'll put text grade 200, on medium screen and above, text size to 7XL, on a mobile screen text 5XL, tracking tight, and margin to bottom. Inside this paragraph tag we will put hey, I am break tag, John Doe. We will put our name into a span tag. We will add some styling to a span tag, so text purple 500. And that will be it. Now below this paragraph motion, we will put another one. We can copy this and paste it there. We will set there a bit different values, so there we will set delay to 1. Also the text there will be different, and we will change the color of text a bit, sizing also. We don't need tracking tight. We can increase the margin to bottom a bit. We will go to app.jsx, import there the hero section, save it. Now we will be able to see it on the page, and currently it will look like this. If we will refresh the page, you can see how it's loaded. Now we will set there some max width. Let's use 300 pixels. Also we will shorten the full stack developer to full stack dev. Let's also copy this, put there medium, paste it there, and on medium this will be maximum weight of 500 pixels. And now below this motion paragraph we will put another motion div with these values, and inside we will put a button for download CV and also with the anchor text for icons on social medias. First we will add the motion button from Framer Motion, and inside we will put download CV, and we can start with the styling. So we will put there a higher Z index, cursor pointer, font bold, text to grade 200. On medium screen and above we'll put width to auto, some padding, border, and border purple 400. Also we will make it rounded XL. Let's check the button, you can see it there. Now let's continue with the div, where we will have the anchor tags. So let's create a div. There we will do styling, so flexbox layout, some gap between them. We want them next to each other, so we will set flex direction raw, text for XL, on medium and above text 6XL, and text to purple 400, and also let's higher the Z index. Now inside we'll continue, we'll do the motion dot anchor tag for the first one, then we will copy it for the other ones. What we need to set there is the while hover, and we will set there just scale to 1.2. Then href, which will be the GitHub if we select the GitHub there. Then inside we will do the AI outline GitHub. We will close it. Now we will select it, copy it 2 more times, and the next icon will be for LinkedIn and Instagram. Now we have them there. We need to style this motion div a bit more, so there we will start a class name with flexbox layout, flex direction raw, so everything is next to each other, items to center, so it's centered vertically, let's use some gap between them and just do margin y to 4. And on medium screen and above, we will reset it to 0. Then, below this motion div, so we will check it there, we will find another motion div. And below this another motion div, we will start with declaring a motion image. So let's use motion.image. We can end it like this. And there we'll put the source, which is a profile picture. Then the class name, which will be with width to 300 pixels on a mobile screen. And on medium screen and above, we'll increase it to 450 pixels. Another thing we will set, we will actually copy it from there. Opacity we will set to 0, but we will change the scale there to 0.8. Then while in view, opacity to 0 and scale to 1. Then viewport again to true, because it will be shown only once, and transition duration can be just 1. Now we will save it. And there we will do another motion div. Let's actually again, or let's just do motion.div. Copy these values, put it there. We will update it, so we will just use opacity to 0, then to 1 once true, and duration to 1, and let's put there some delay, which will be 2. Also, what we will do there, paragraph, my text stack, and below we'll put all the icons, like this. Now you can barely see it on the page, but we'll style it right now. So there in the motion div, let's use a class name and start. So flexbox layout, flex direction raw, text to 7 XL, horizontal padding to 12. Now on medium screen and above, horizontal padding to 0, width to full, justify center, so it's centered like this. Also center it vertically with items to center, and vertical padding to 24. What next? Let's use a class name for this my text stack, which will be text gray 200 and margin to right to 6. Next thing we will do is that we will add the ShinyEffect there. So let's create a div. Inside we will call the ShinyEffect. Now we need to set the input parameters, which is left to 0, top to 0, and size to 1400. Now you can see how it got added there on our page. One more thing, what we will do is that we will set their absolute inset 0, and on mobile screen we will actually hide it, and on medium screen we will display it again. And this is how the hero section will look like. Now we'll create a skills section, so let's open the folder, in components, new file, skills.jsx, put it there, in app.jsx, so skills, save it. There we will import all the icons from this React Icons library we have already installed. And we will create a constant with skills, where we will put the skills for the frontend category and also for a full stack category. So there we have the category, and there we saved the icons, so we don't need to repeat our code, and we will save many lines of it. Let's actually start writing it. We will start with the main div. There we will do a flexbox layout, and we will center the items horizontally with the justify center. We will set some padding, horizontal padding there, text to gray 200, padding to bottom to 8, and on medium screen we will set a padding y to 12. Also we will set their ID, which will be skills. Now we will continue with heading 2. We will put their skills. We will set their text 3XL, font to bold, margin to bottom, and text to center. Then we will set a paragraph there. Now what I would like to do is to put there into the anchor tag, put there an href to desired link, and put there into it. Also, let's put there a class name with underline. Then we'll put a styling for the paragraph tag. So let's use text to center and margin bottom to 8. Also we need to do there a flex direction column. And below this paragraph tag we can continue with another div. Inside this div we'll use again flexbox layout, flex direction column. On medium screen we'll use flex direction raw, justify center, space wide to 8. We still don't have the icons there, so now it won't be usable, but we want to have some gap between them. Also space x to 8, and also we will set a maximum weight of 1000 pixels and center it. What we will do now is that we will iterate over the skills that we defined there. So we will do skills.map, skill and index, and then there we will do a div. In this div we will do a key, which will be index. We can do a class name. Inside this div we will do heading 3 tag, which will be skill.category. Below we will do another div, and inside this div we will iterate over the technologies we have there. So we will do skill.technologies.map tag and index, and I have a typo there, so I need to add one more. There I can start with another div, set there the key again. We will put there a class name, and inside we will put a span with tag.icon and another one below with tag.name. Now we have it there, and we can finally start styling it. There we'll do border to purple 900. Then we'll do some padding, rounded large, background to purple 900, and we will set the opacity there so it has a kind of a glass style. Now let's add some shadow to it, width to full, and I will start on another line so you can see it. And also on medium screen we will set width to 50%. Let's continue on skills category. There we will set a class to text XL, font bold, margin to bottom, and text to center. Then for this div we will set a grid layout, grid columns 2 and gap to 4. For this div we will do flexbox layout, center it vertically, and space x to 2. Then for the icon we will increase the size, so text to XL, and that will be it for this skills section. Now we can move, open the folder, and create their portfolio component. Now let's add it to app.jsx, and let's go into the component. First we will do the imports there of the images and also of the GitHub icon. Then it will be pretty similar like we did before. In the component we will create a constant of projects, put there the first project where I will set the image to project 1, then the title, description, and I will create the links there for site and GitHub. So there will be some live demo and there will be the code on GitHub, and then I will just copy paste it more times as I will need. So I will put there these projects. And now we can go and code this section. So let's start with main div there. And I will start with maximum width to 2000 pixels, centering it, doing some padding there. And on medium screen I will set margin or vertical margin to 20. Also I will set ID there, which will be portfolio. I can continue inside. So first I will do the heading 2 with portfolio heading. I will set some style there, so text 3 XL, font bold, and text grade 200 with margin to bottom 8. Now let's continue. So what I will do there, I will start with iteration over this constant with the projects. So projects.map, project index, and inside we will do a div. We will put a key, which is index, and a class name. Now we will want to put these projects on the left and on the right side. What we will do is that we will check the index, and in case the index is odd, it will make it flex row reverse. And start with flexbox layout, flex direction column. On medium screen we will put flex direction row. Now a $, and there we will check that the index, or if the index is odd, so divided by 2, and the rest of it cannot be equal to 0. So in this case, medium screen will be flex row reverse. Otherwise, we apply no classes there. And also let's set their margin bottom to 12. Of course, I forgot the question mark for the ternary operator there. Now inside the div, we will do another div, put the image, source project.image. In case image won't be loaded, we will do project.title to the alt. And for the class, we will do width to full, height to full, object to cover, rounded large, and shadow large. For the parent div, we will do a width to full. Medium screen, we will do width to 50%, and we will set padding to 4. Now we can see it there that the pictures are left, right, left, right. Let's do another div there. We will put there a class name with width to full, on medium width to 50%, then some padding, flexbox layout, flex direction column, and center items horizontally. Inside this div, we'll do a heading 3 with the project title, then a paragraph with the project description. We will add a styling, so this will be text to XL, font semi-bold, text grade 200, and margin to bottom 4. For the project description, it will be text grade 300 and margin to bottom also 4. Then we'll do a div. For this div, we'll do flexbox layout and space x to 4, because we will have there 2 anchor text. First we'll hold the view side, and the second will hold the AI outline get up. We'll do href, which will be project.links.site. Similar thing there, but it will be .getup. Now also we will add the styling, vertical padding, horizontal padding, background slate 600. Now we can see there, text grade 200, rounded large, our background slate to 700. I need to do it on another line so you can see it. Transition and duration 300, so it has some effect when we will hover over it. Now we will copy this, do there the same thing, and we basically have it. So let's check the section. Yeah, that should be it for the section even. We are moving pretty fast. Now on the experience page, contact page and footer page is left. So let's create a new file. Let's do experience.jsx. Let's import it there. And let's start. There on experience component, we will import just the motion from the framer motion. We will do another constant of experiences. And inside we'll put the experiences in some format like this. So we'll put a company, I will put there first company, then a period, and then a description. Now I will fill the data there, their first, second, third and fourth company. For the main div, we will set padding to 8. Then we will continue with heading 1, experience, set their text for Excel, text gray to 100, font bold, text to center, margin bottom to 12. And there we will do our favorite motion div. We will do class name space vite to 8. Initial will be hidden. Animate will be visible. And inside we will do experiences dot map, so we will iterate over them. Experience index, and there we will start with another motion div, and in this motion div we will again set the values. So we will set their key, which is index, initial, which will be hidden, while in view, which will be visible, viewport, we will set there once is false, and amount 0.3, and transition to duration 1, so 1 second. Also we will need to set their classes, so let's use maximum width of 600 pixels, so it's nicely readable. Center it with MX Auto, some border, and let's use border purpose 600. What else? Some padding, rounded large, shadow medium, maybe on hover, and I will start on another line. Maybe on hover, let's add shadow XL, transition shadow, and duration 300. Nice. What else? Background purple 700, but we will set their opacity to 10, so let's do /10, or it's not 10, it's 0.1. You can see there when you will hover over it. Inside we will start with heading 2, which will be experience.company. Now it's getting filled, but of course we will need to set the text color so we are able to see it. First paragraph with experience.period, copy paste it, it's just description. For all of these we can do text gray 300, but I will actually change it to 100 for the title, 300 for the paragraph of period, that's fine, but for description I will change it to 400. Also for the company I will do text to Excel and font semi-bold. And on the description I will do margin from top to 4. Now we can check it also on our page. And we can move and create another component, which will be contact. We will import it into the app.jsx. In contact section, we'll do first these imports. There we'll do horizontal padding, maximum weight to 1000 pixels. Center it with MX Auto. Medium screen we'll do MY12, so some vertical margin. Then we'll add ID of the section to contact, and we can continue. So inside we'll do another div. For this div, we will do a grid layout. On medium, we'll do grid columns too. We will center the items, and it has a reason why we have a div there, because there, between these two divs, we will be adding one more component that we will code right after footer. Otherwise, it would be even possible to add these styles into there. But we will add there the effect of the loading of this component actually. So let's do it like this. So because we have this grid layout, we need to add an empty div there, and below it we will have the form. But first we will fill this div. Inside this div we will need to do another div that will hold the heading 3 with about me, then the paragraph with some text I will fill in now. let's add some styling. So I will add there into this div text gray 300 so we can see it, vertical margin, so it's there. Leave this div empty without any classes, it's there to just hold this in a grid column number 1 or on the left column. For the about in heading 3 we will set a class name also, so text for Excel, font semi-bold and margin bottom to 5. Also we will add there span tag, and inside the span tag we will put this me, and for the paragraph we will set justify, and that means that the paragraph will end the same time and the spacings will be somewhere in the lines. You can now see it on the line 4. Let's continue with leading 7. Then we will set the width and we will center it like this. Now what we will do is that below this div we will create another div, and this will be div with the statistics. So how many projects we had, years of experience, or happy clients. For this div we will style this div with flexbox layout, margin to top to 10, align center items vertically with items to center, and set gap to 7, so we have there some spacing between the items. Now we will create a first div for statistics, then we will just copy paste it 2 more times. So we will have a styling there, some background gray 800 and some opacity to it, some padding and round it large. Then inside we'll put a heading 3 tag with some number, so I put there 11. On medium screen and above, the text will be for Excel, otherwise text to Excel, font semi-bold and text to white. Now we also do their span tag, a plus sign, and actually this will still be inside the H3 heading 3 tag. And below this we'll do a paragraph with projects. And we will put these projects also into span tag. So like this, and the styling text XS, and on medium it will be text base. Now you can see it on our page. Maybe you are wondering why the span tag automatically makes it purple. If we go to our index.css, you can see there I already predefined there span text purple to 600. Now if we take this div and copy it and put it there 1 and 2 more times, I will put there 5 years of experience and 30 happy clients. We will continue there to the form. To the tag of the form we will set action to getFormIO, and I will show you how to make this endpoint work. Let's go to this page, app.getform.io/login. Then we will sign up, click on create there, put there some name and put there the time zone, copy this endpoint, and there you will place the endpoint. Then you will set method to post, we will set some class name there, and also ID will be the form. Then we will put a paragraph tag there with let's connect text. Now we will create an input together, but then we will copy paste it. So let's start. For the first input, we'll put there type, which is text, ID, which is name, placeholder, your name will be name, and class name will be with margin to bottom, width to full, rounded to medium, border and to border. Let's actually use purple, 600, vertical padding to 2, padding to left to also 2, and maybe some bigger padding to right, let's use 4. Now let's copy this, paste it and change type to email, ID to email, placeholder to your email, and name to email. And now let's paste it again and change the tag to text area, the name to text area, ID to text area, set their new values, columns to 30, rows to 4, placeholder to your message, and class name will stay. And last thing we actually miss is a button, so for button we'll put a type submit, class name width to full, py to 3, round it, set the text color, text size, and you can set their background primary color. Now copy this and go to index.css, there, do dot, background primary color, and there you can also apply background purple 600. Why it's good to do this? Because if you will now change it to yellow, for example, everywhere where you will have background primary color will be changed immediately to this color. And you can see it may be there. On a better example, we will change it to yellow, save it, and you can now see on our page how everything changed to yellow color. So now let's go back to contact. I think we have everything there. I think we'll just change this padding to 4. And we can move to footer. So there we'll create a new file, footer.jsx. This one is actually pretty quick. We will import these two icons there, and there we'll set a max width to 1300 pixels, center it with MX Auto, flexbox layout, justify between, so we have even space between. So we have even space between the elements. Padding to 6. On medium screen we will set padding to 20, text to small, on medium text to large, margin top to 12. Inside we will do a div that will be on the left side, and a paragraph. And a paragraph that will be on the right side. So we can do there something like at 2024 JDO. So there's some text gray 400, and for the left div we will set space y4, so there is some vertical space between these heading 3 and icons which will be held in this div. So there I will set flexbox layout, flex raw, gap to 6, text to gray 400, and text to 4XL, anchor tag with href and fa github, copy it, paste it, fa Instagram, heading 3 will be JDO, class name will be text to XL, text gray 200, font semi-bold. Now we need to import it, so go there, footer, and now to make the reveal animations we will create a new component, reveal.jsx. So first we will import useEffect and useRef React hooks, and then we'll import also these from Framer Motion. This component will take children and optional width as a props. Then we will declare ref to create the reference to attach the DOM element, and we will check if the element is in view. This basically means that we want to reveal it again if it's already revealed. With this we will create animation controls from the Framer Motion, and now we will define a useEffect hook to basically trigger the animation when the element is in view. So there we will do if condition is in view, then we will start the animation to make it visible. So main controls dot start, making it visible, and there we will set the dependencies for the useEffect hook. So it's in view, main controls. Now let's start with div. So there we are attaching the ref created by this useRef. Then into the style, you can see there the width, we use that as a prop, and we also set there position to relative and overflow to hidden. Now inside we'll put the motion div, we will render the children, and at the motion div tag we will set parents as hidden and visible, then initial state to hidden, Then we will link animation controls to this element, and we will set the animation timing. Now if we will save it, we can go to skills section, there. Below this first div, we will start typing reveal, import it, then take this closing reveal tag and put it before the ending div tag, so there. Now let's continue to portfolio, and there we will put it below this first iteration. So let's start. And what is important there, that you actually hit enter, because in every component you need to have it imported. And this will go all the way to the bottom, there. Now we will go to experience. There we will use it there. And now we will go to contact, and there, as I told you, we will put it. So reveal, hit enter, take the closing tag and put it on the bottom. Now save it. Now let's check the page. I see we need to center it there, so let's open it, go to experience, and let's actually take this, cut it and put it on the top. Now we can check it from the top, so let's reload the page. And now let's scroll down and see that everything is loading. I see this. One thing we also need to fix is this skill section. We will do the same thing there. Let's cut this, put it there. Now let's play with it a bit. Maybe we can do 650. That looks good. Now let's test it for the mobile phone. I hope you enjoyed this session. If yes, leave me a comment or give it a thumbs up. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Cheers!